country in the world, the more I lose hope every time an article like this comes out. The fact that, and you know, I'm just going to read it, okay? So Kellogg's, the cereal, just signed the first contract under R.F. Kennedy Jr., if I'm not mistaken, the FDA. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., under the FDA, they are going to be the first company, the first cereal brand in the U.S. to sign a legally binding agreement to remove toxic dyes out of the cereals. All their cereals, okay? Now get this. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announced that Kellogg Company has signed a legally binding assurance of voluntary compliance, AVC, to remove artificial food colorings from its cereals by the end of 2027, making it the first company to commit such an agreement. Now, hold on, okay? I think we may have some Johnson & Johnson type lawsuits here coming soon, okay? The decision follows an investigation into Paxton's office, which found that Kellogg's removed petroleum-based dyes in Canada and Europe, but continued using them in U.S. cereals like Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, despite marketing them as healthy. Where does petroleum come from? Ain't that oil? Ain't that oil? So they got all this surplus oil, and they give it to cereal companies, and we snacking on it every day. And a lot of us are giving this to our children all day, and we wonder why they put them in the slow class, or they just passing them along. Now, shout out to Canada and Europe, because like I said, Canada and Europe, the EU, they don't play when it comes to their food quality. Ain't nobody bringing up nothing up over there. That's why their people are small, and that's why their healthcare system is good, and it's not overworked like the United States of America is, because this is ridiculous. The fact that they even were allowed to do this, and they have to sign a hold on. Let me get back to it, okay, before I start ranting. These dyes are linked to health issues such as hyperactivity, obesity, autoimmune disorders, lupus, thyroid issues, endocrine problems, and cancer. Okay? Paxton commended Kellogg's for their commitment and urged other companies to follow suit, emphasizing accountability for deceptive health claims. They got until 2027 to remove them, which means they won't be all the way gone, because these cereals have at least 2 years worth of life. They're going to sell them first. Okay? And then at 2027, they're going to have the new ones coming out. So we ain't going to get them till 2029, so which means y'all don't need to eat them. And you don't need to give them to your kids. And one law that they did come down with that I'm really happy about is the fact that we're not going to be allowed to buy any foods like this using EBT cards, because a lot of times the impoverished people, whether they're white folks in trailer parks or whether they're black folks in the projects, okay, or Latinas, living 12 to a house, all right? Listen. Jasmine, I came for everybody, okay? I came for everybody. There ain't no racism around here, all right? Listen, we all are subject to this, okay? And this is crazy. And if you know how many women I know personally with endocrine issues, with autoimmune issues, shit just popping up later in life, linked to this. You know how many times my mama used to put this in Ziploc bags and send us to school with it? We eating the same shit they use on our hair grease, gas in the car. We just slathered down inside and outside with petroleum. We just might as well just swim in gas.